Yeah, a very big welcome to you, my dear Libra. The sun now is in Cancer, and when the sun is in Cancer, we recognize that we want to go to the light. We recognize that we are able to show to the world what we're capable of, how much we can integrate the duality that is holding us prisoner here and in a matrix, and we can combine the duality and then go into the triangle that is above. The 3 is everywhere in those cards, and so the 19 that turns then into a 10, we see the 10, and the 7 is the 17, and that's the star. The sun is a dwarf star, and we want to be all a star that shines this loving light out into the world. So the sun is, of course, then giving the light to the moon, which is now in your sign. And we see that you have the opportunity to look deep. We have here the 18 that turns into the 9, and the 11 I leave as a portal. So 9/11, 11/9, a quite important date in American history, and things gotta go, right? And so in that, maybe things gotta go, feelings, things out of your subconscious that are not in alignment with the justice that you represent. Then we're gonna look at Venus, because Venus rules you, and Venus is still in Taurus, is gonna go tomorrow into Gemini, and so we're gonna see that. And we're gonna look at Jupiter. Jupiter is now in Cancer, and Cancer, the sun in Cancer, again the Chariot, it's like we want to go towards the 10. We want to go towards the success that we bring through the light, through the love to the people. And of course, we're going to look at the Queen of Swords, that's you, and the date where the Queen of Swords is active. I divide now in 3 sections. The first one is the Queen of Swords with the Hermit above her, and that's between the 12th to the 23rd of September. Is your birthday there? Then please look into the previous video, because that's when the moon was in Virgo, and I am using the soul aspect of the reading, not the court card, but nevertheless I am dividing them now, so it's becoming more accurate. So this is in the previous reading, the reading where the moon is in Virgo. Then we have the classical Virgo, and that's between the 24th of September to the 12th of October. This is the classical Libra, right above Justice and below the Queen of Swords. So if you're born here, then this is in this reading. And then we have another combination, and that's here the King of Cups, and that's between the 13th of October to the 23rd of October. Here the Libra aspect is above as a soul, but as a court card, he is or she is the King of Cups. And so this I'm gonna do today as well, because I'm going with what's above. So I hope you understand that. All this comes from Aleister Crowley, and we're gonna look at Aleister Crowley's book for a moment, because it will be important for the reading. Back to the last reading, where Gemini's sun gave Libra moon the light, and we had the station Saturn in Aries, which is gonna stay there for 3 years. The Queen of Swords, you're birthing a revolution. And the King of Cups, celebrate your liberation. And one card is repeating. And so actually 2 cards are coming back, and so we can begin the reading. Good, so we begin with the Queen of Swords. She's getting the 4 of Wands, which is Venus in Aries. And that's the card that came last time as well. So celebration. There is a celebration in your mind of 2 hands bringing each one 2 wands together, a crossing, and the crossing is always important because there we see that the duality gets united. Now the 7th zodiac sign, which is also connected to the 7th house of love and relationship, plus the 4 is the 11. So there is a portal right away that's saying yes. When there's a portal, you unite duality and you ascend to the next level. And portals are important depending the number. What is coming from the Mother Piece Tarot? You're getting the Priestess of Discs to the left. And that's Capricorn. She is financially the one that says, well, I know what to do with the money. I am sitting here, I'm doing yoga. The child is playing. There is a parakeet above. And the 10 plus here, the 11 is 3 times the 1 plus the 0. And the 0 is always everything and nothing, is the Fool, is that idea, is that revolution that you are birthing. And so here comes a really beautiful moment, right? But I could also do the 4 and the 10, that's the 14. And the 14 is Temperance. The 14 is, when we calculate together, the 5 and the 7 is the 13. And the 13 is the transformation that we go through when we have understood something in the finances, in our actions. And the 13 then turns into the 4. So the 4 is left. What is the Queen of Pentacles saying? She's bringing you the 2 of Cups, which is Venus in Cancer. So either you have a connection with a Queen of Pentacles, right? And the 4 is always the celebration, the marriage. And so the 2 of Cups right now plus the 4 of Wands, it's kind of like here is a relationship going on. So the 7 and the 10 is the 17, and that's the 8. And the 8 is infinite, is that connection that we have with a soulmate. The 4 and the 2 is the 6. The 6 and the 8 is the 14, and the 5 is left. So you understand very clearly that here is an emotional connection between here a Queen of Pentacles and you, the Queen of Swords, and there comes a relationship that is maybe really important to look deeper into if you do know a Capricorn. Odin is getting the Empress. And Odin is pointing at the rune alphabet, and Odin is the number 8, the 8th zodiac sign, and as such also the 8th house of mystery. And she is mysterious, right? The 8 and the 3 is also an 11 that is coming up here for the King of Cups. What is the Empress saying? She's bringing the Sun. She's saying, well, use the Sun in Cancer right now to become this really important person. And it's the same energy for the Queen of Swords, right? She got an 11 and then came the 10, which was Capricorn. So there's also a 1-1 and here the 10 when we calculate the 19 together. So 3 times the 1 and the 0. Also here, celebrate your liberation. Celebrate the 3. The 3 is the Empress. Now, I'm going to look later what the Sun is bringing, but I want to see what is bringing the Mother Piece Tarot. You get the 9 of Discs to the left. And that's, of course, then the understanding that the 9 is the completion. That's Venus in Virgo. And Venus in Virgo, this woman, she knows who she is. She knows what she wants. And so, in a way, we can now calculate the 10 and the 9 together, and the 19 appears, and the 19 says, yes, the Sun, use the Sun right now in Cancer, which is bringing you an understanding of who you are here as the woman that is creating money. Money that is completing her in what she does. She is a self-made woman or man, And she's very happy where she's at because she's having the Empress and the Sun. And so it's a really beautiful combination, right? And the 10 is left. So 3 times the 1 and the 0 is left here in this combination. Wonderful, right? So it's clear, like there is something really strong that is coming at you. Then Venus, the Empress, she's getting the Lovers. And so here comes a 9 as well, which is here the 9 of Pentacles, right? And the 9, we understand always the completion, a love that I have found for myself so that I can really be Venus. And Venus is in Taurus. And Taurus is always that moment where the earthiness of this world is actually letting us know, hey, here you are in this physical body, right? And so we will look at Taurus. What is Taurus saying? So the Lovers has 3 people plus this little angel above, and it's like, which way? And he's crossing his arms in front of his heart, saying, my way. I'm choosing not her, neither her. I'm choosing myself, and that's what the 9 represents. What is coming from Gemini? The 3 of Wands, which is Sun in Aries. And so for the Queen of Swords, we had the 4 of Wands, and the 3 is the 7. And that's Cancer. Cancer is important in the sense of I love myself. I am the one, the chariot that is successfully going towards the light. And so here we see the 3 of Wands and the 6, right? That's becoming a 9 or a 3-3 portal that is framing the 6. And this is powerful because the 3, the 6, and the 9 are the most powerful numbers, right, of all the numbers. And so you have a look at this, right? You are surfing into the self-made love, a love that is just simply there. Then, of course, what is coming from Taurus, the Hanged Man is coming. And the Hanged Man is the number 12. But if I calculate the 12 together, I get another 3. So you have a 3-3-3 portal here. And in that 3-3-3 portal, we see the Empress that Odin became, the King of Cups, right? And so we had the 9 of Pentacles. So the 9 is here for Odin. And we see here is an important moment because we also had the 6 here, the 2 of Cups, and the 4 of Wands. And that's a 6. And that 6 is important because 6 is self-love. And so a 3-3-3 plus the 6, 3 times the 3, self-empowerment begins within you. Now what is here the Hanged Man saying? And I'm just gonna put these 2 down, and we're getting the child, the nature, the natural child, that you maybe want to look into the dark side of the child that is natural. It has in the shadow attribute the tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. But on the bright side, or in the light attribute, it creates friendships with animals and communicates with nature spirits. So you gotta have a look at that. But I see for some reason that the 3 here and the 3 here, when we calculate the 12 together, because the Hanged Man is Neptune and Neptune is in Aries. And this is Sun in Aries. And Sun in Aries is, you gotta look at if you do have a tendency to abuse things. Maybe you don't even notice, right? So we have the 33, but we also have her, the Empress, as a 3, and we have the 6. So self-love brings you to the place where you understand that you are right before an enlightened moment to awaken to your true spirit, to something that is simply enjoying this world. Then Jupiter. Jupiter is in Cancer, and we get first, my dear friend. And so here we learn to overcome the monkey mind, and the Wheel of Fortune is constantly bringing us a clarity where we awaken again and again to a new day. And so here this woman that is sitting here on this friend, the hair and the antlers are all connecting. And the 47 is the 11. We had the 4 and the 7 here with the Queen of Swords. She's the 7. And here we had the 4, the action, the happiness, Venus in Aries. And the Queen of Swords is ruled by Venus. But so is Odin under the umbrella of Justice, right? Also is ruled then by the Empress, and the Empress came up. The Empress that is showing up as this incredible person that knows how to actually create a friendship that is really powerful. So we see here again the 11 when we calculate it together, the 11 and the 10, 3 times the 1 and the 0. The self-empowerment, become someone that uses self-empowerment to start something. Even if you think it's too crazy to create it, just do it. And what is coming from Cancer, you get the Princess of Cups. And this is a card that came last time as well. And so this is her. She is here either Cancer or Scorpio, which is the King of Cups, or Pisces, right? This is the young generation that does something like this. And so 3 times the 1 and the 0, and then here 3 people that are loving and caring and seeing that everything has its moment for us to build something completely new, right? And this is what's coming. Build something completely new, build something that no one dares dreaming of, because you have this natural ability to bring this connection to the world, right? And this is where we feel this, right? But do not abuse it. It's clear, do not abuse it. The young generation sometimes maybe not seeing that. The moon is bringing you the cosmic womb, the number 6, the divine feminine. And the 6 came here under the Empress, the 6-6 portal. And the 6-6 portal, we know, is that moment where I realize I have self-empowerment and love deep within myself. And the 18 is the 9 and the 6 is the 15, and that's Capricorn. Capricorn came up under the Queen of Swords, and Capricorn is the career, is the success. So do not get attached. Stay connected to the cosmic womb. Stay connected to the divine feminine. Don't become a man, right, in a man's world. Become a woman that knows the 6 is left. What is coming from Libra? The 8 of Wands, which is Mercury in Sagittarius. And so we had 4 wands, and 8 is 12, and 12, that's leading back to the Hanged Man. So let go of maybe things that you think you can do. And then we had 3 wands, and 8 is 11 wands, right? And so that's interesting. Again, the 11 is coming. 11 and 4 is 15 wands, and that's Capricorn. And Capricorn, we know, is the attachment to money, to career, to a negative aspect of life. So things are going to happen fast if you stay with the cosmic energy. The 6 and the 8 is the 14, and the 14 again, Temperance, Sagittarius, right? Mercury in Sagittarius is bringing you, yes, right? Yes, go for it, because Jupiter is ruling Sagittarius, and Jupiter right now is in Cancer, and the young generation is saying, well, we are the new generation that is creating new awareness to how we want to see the world, right? And the 5 is left, and the 5, that's that human aspect in us that is recognizing all of that. Good. Now the Sun. The Sun that has come under Odin, under the King of Cups, is getting the biome. And the biome is a very interesting card. And what happened is, when I was reading the Princess of Cups, right, in the book here of Aleister Crowley, which is really an important literature, right, about the tarot, I saw that the I Ching brought the 44, the goo, the touch, the coming towards something. And the touch here, I think, is that here the sun has come under the aspect of the Empress for the King of Cups. Is the 44, right, is saying, well, the new generation, this women that are emotionally showing us a path of healing, because we see the fire here, but we see also here's everything intact. And so the 44 came for this. And I found it very interesting that the 44 came up. And we have the 4 of Wands. So 3 times the 4, we need to take action. We need to take action, because if we don't take action, the 4 is in here as well, then later on we're going to be like, why didn't I do something about it? And here we see 2 times the 4. It's not just an 8, it's 2 times 4, but 4 times 2. And so the 44 is saying, well, there is something urgently that the young generation is seeing, and some others are not. And some others need to wake up. Some others are literally like, oh, well, you know, we're just having fun, right? And so it's important that we look at it, because the 19, the 10, right, says there's a new cycle and we need to look at the world. And particularly then with here 2 times the 4, right? 2 times the 4, or 4 times the 2. And the 2 came up, right? Venus in Cancer, right? The couple that is actually creating something special. Now, what is coming from Cancer, because the sun is in Cancer? The 5 of Swords, which is Venus in Aquarius. And so the 10 and the 5 is the 15. Greed, attachment, and we have seen, right, some people pretend to be savior of the world, but then at the same time they're not. We all somehow want to save, but it's like at the same time we're living here, what we're going to do, we need to change a lot of things. And so the 10 and the 5 is the 15 and the 6. The 6 is left here. The 6 that has come here as the Lovers, Gemini. And what's interesting with Gemini is that Venus is going to go into Gemini on the 4th of July, which is tomorrow. So it's really like Venus and Gemini have come up together, right? I mean, this came up like this. And so it's like, okay, Venus is going to be in Gemini. And so the information is going to be like, what are you going to do? How are you going to take action? How are you going to take action to clear things that really maybe are not working? And Uranus is going to go into Gemini on the 7th of July. So the 6 is here and the 44. And we know that we have a clear 4 here, 3 times the 4. Self-empowerment begins through the heart, begins with uniting with other energies and the womb, right? We see the 6 here, we see the 6 here, and we see the 6 here coming up. And you understand something is talking, even though Venus in Aquarius is saying, well, sometimes you fight with yourself, because this is the reverse pentagram in the swords. You see that? So there is something that's saying, well, are you afraid of fear? Are you fearing fear? And the 6 is the answer. No, I'm not, because I'm connected with the cosmic womb. No, I'm not, because I choose myself. I'm not choosing the right neither the left path. I choose myself. And you see how he's standing with one foot at this path and the other foot on this path. And he's pointing at his head. Find in yourself always the answer to whatever it is that you want to live in this world. This kind of action that's saying, well, this is important. I'm going into that. And behind it, I have the 8, right? So altogether 15 wands. 15 wands then turns into a 6 here as well. So the 6 is saying, well, self-love is what is needed to be able to take action in such a way that it's becoming a joy to save the world, a joy to save with others the world, but do it in a way that it's fun. Do it in a way that the Empress is saying, yes, that's where I'm going. I'm going into the Empress. I'm surfing into the 33, which is the mastery and which is your spine, where you are learning to connecting really on a deep level through the spine, that the enlightenment is very close. So I hope I see you in the next reading. That's when we get the sun in Leo. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.